What's good, everyone? My name is Greydy Diaz.
And I'm Rozendaal, aka The Mountain.
And you're watching the 10-minute sprint every single day. Things get a little more intense, and today my heart has been beating out of my chest. The team that won 6 World Cups will not even make it to the semifinals. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, Serbia is out. It's a historic night for 3x3 with them going out. They have dominated 3x3 for the last 10 years, both on the national team level as well as the pro circuit. They came in here and were expecting to go for gold, and now they go home. No medal for them. And just as a reference, their all-time record against France, who they played in the play-in quarterfinal game, was 10-0. They had not lost to them, and now they're out. I still can't believe it. How about you?
And for me, it was the crowd, especially after that game winner. They were so loud. To see the French fans come out full force, I think that really made an impact on how they played today.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's get to the next interesting point here. It's episode 8, and so you guys know the drill by now. Grady and I have a little ritual before the show. We grab the Wilson ball, compete in a little free throw contest, and I have breaking news. Grady's jumper is still broken. She shot more bricks than Legoland, and this means I get to sneak in 3 new words in the 6-game summary coming up. Grady, your words are hammer, dove, and cranberry.
I just want to say my jumper isn't broke, but I do have to say I'm the one that's been working out this trip. I did arms today, so they felt a little heavy, but let's proceed.
All right.
All right, in the first game of the day, France broke a 4-game losing streak by blowing out China 21-12. Dussolier and Rambaud led the French with 6 points each. China didn't have a great shooting day. They should have had some cranberry juice this morning. Zhang led with just 4 points. No hammer dunk, though.
That's 2 and 1. All right, I like it. Look, for the next game, the Latvian train kept on rolling with a win over Poland. Naris Miezis was shooting his shot like it was prom night, hitting 5 of his 7 shots from beyond the arc. The Poles couldn't stick, pun intended. Despite 11 big rebounds from Zebo, final score in this one, 22-16.
And in the next one, Lithuania beat Serbia by 2 points today. Pukelis showed up big with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 highlights. Did you see him jump as high as a dove on that dunk? For Serbia, Masturovic had a team-high 10 points. He's played really well this tournament.
High as a dove, huh? All right. Well, the Dutch put on their hard hat against the United States and went to work. Worthy lit it up like a Christmas tree, and it looked like the USA, who had won their previous 2 games, ran out of gas in this one. The win got the Dutch a direct spot in the semifinals and ended the Olympics for the USA.
And in the next one, Lithuania cruised past Poland 21-15 before time expired. Vangelis and Jaugis combined for an incredible 18 points and 6 rebounds. They contained the Polar Bear to just 1 point. Sokolowski had a team-high 7 points.
And then we had Serbia-France. This game had more turns than a mountain road. France kept a narrow lead going into the last stretch of the game. They were up 20-19 with 14 ticks on the game clock. Timothée Vergiat got the Wilson, hit the biggest shot of his life to write history for Les Bleus. They punched a ticket to the semifinals and knocked out world champ Serbia in the process. All right, well, let's put all the results on the screen. Just a short but nail-biting day of action. Grady, out of these 6 games, which one was your favorite?
My favorite game of the day was Lithuania beating Serbia because they weren't expected to win that game at all. Lithuania shot an impressive 82% from inside the arc, and Serbia had no answer for Pukelis. Fun fact, it was the first time ever that Lithuania beat Serbia in a senior national team competition. I love a statement game.
I like that pick. But look, how many experts, of our experts actually, got that win in the predictor game?
I mean, I guess you can say great minds think alike, though it really looks like a bunch of 6th graders cheating on their test. Good job, Jordan, for showing a little creativity on that China pick.
All right, well, we all know this is Grady's favorite part of the show. Nostradamus over here continues to sit at #1 in the predictor rankings. It's not totally over yet because our producer had asked us to predict the knockout games before the tournament started. There is still time for Grady to lose her crown.
Though, let me check the points. I think I'm pretty safe with you. Boss, you mentioned the knockouts. We have prepared a little graphic for you with the pool standings and the brackets. Now, a lot of new fans discovered 3x3 at the Paris Olympics, and like yesterday, we got questions about the pool standings and tiebreakers. Lithuania and Serbia both had 4 wins. Poland and the USA had 2 dubs apiece. How do you separate these teams?
Look, Grady, in this case, things are a lot easier than yesterday. In case of ties between 2 teams, we simply look at the head-to-head record between them. It doesn't matter who scored the most points in the tournament. Since Lithuania had beaten Serbia and Poland had won over the USA in the pools, that's why they rank higher in the standings compared to the other team.
And after Lithuania knocked out Poland and France, had one of the biggest upsets in 3x3 history against Serbia, our semifinals are set with the Netherlands against Lithuania and Latvia versus France on Monday. We have a couple of guests in line to preview these games later in the show, but for now, it's time to say goodbye to the 4 teams who were knocked out today.
Today it's time to say farewell to China, USA, Poland, and Serbia. We will go through all of the emotions, but I think you already know who we have at number 1. We've ranked them based on who we think was more disappointing going out. You go ahead.
I'll start at number 4 with China because they didn't come in with the expectations some of the other teams have. Zhang and his squad got a huge win over Serbia, but came up short against everyone else.
All right, next up for me, Poland only comes in at 3 because they brought the least experienced players in the tournament.
I have the USA at 2 because they're always expected to do well, especially with being ranked 2nd in the world. Only scoring 6 points in a deciding game is pretty disappointing. Not having Jimmer certainly had an effect on the results.
And in my opinion, the biggest surprise to be out of the tournament has to be Serbia, because this country, and I stated it before, has dominated 3x3 for the last 10 years, came in as world champions, number 1 team in the world on the pro circuit, and they had something to prove after getting a bronze in the Tokyo Olympics while entering those Olympics with the same standard as they had here in Paris, gold.
And to discuss Serbia's unbelievable early exit, we welcome to the show the number 35 player in the world, Andreja. Andreja, 1 hour after Serbia's elimination, are you still processing the news?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm lost for words right now. Still don't know how to react to all these things.
Andreja, Serbia did not play their best 3x3 in this tournament. What are the problems you saw today against Lithuania and then later on against France?
I mean, I cannot point out let's say the mistakes or something. For me, it was pretty much the energy in both games. But we kind of knew that the France have fans behind them, so they're gonna come out strong. So that was a given. But you know, for me, it was energy part mostly.
What is the reaction in the country? We know how much this team is adored and supported by the fans in Serbia. What are the Serbian fans talking about?
I mean, we are stunned right now, to be honest. So, I mean, we were expecting at least, you know, some medal, and that's what our team was also saying, our coaches, and obviously it didn't happen. So we have to keep our heads up. You know, like you said, 6 times, 7 times world champions. You know, it's not that easy to process this loss, but with every loss, you're gonna learn something and get better. So I think we're gonna do that and be better for the next time.
Well, Andrea, I want to thank you for coming on. It has to be hard, especially on a night like this.
Yeah, I was expecting some different call to talk about maybe semifinals or something, but here I am. So, you know,
We appreciate
it is
it.
what it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, 4 teams out, 4 teams still in contention for the Olympic gold. Which one of these 4 impressed us the most? Now we bring you Team of the Day.
So our selection for Team of the Day has to go to Lithuania, who started the day by taking down Serbia. You heard Grady's stat, first time ever in Lithuanian history, and if that wasn't enough to nail our Team of the Day award, they followed up by clinching their spot in the semifinals by beating their neighbors Poland in the quarterfinal play-in.
To talk about this special day for Lithuanian basketball, we welcome to the show Modestas Kumpis, aka Flight Mode. I love that nickname, by the way. He has represented the Lithuanian national team and has been a star on the world tour. Modestas, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing, guys?
Good, thank you.
Modestas, talk about the roller coaster of emotions today after that historic win. against Serbia, and then the stressful dub against Poland. That was a tight game.
Yeah, against Serbia, I think it was a more energy game. You know, they played very good. They executed the game plan, I think, from the coaches very well. And against Poland, I wasn't very surprised about the result. That it was like 5 points, 6 points win. Vingalis came up. As you know, he's a sharpshooter, one of the best in the world, and it's incredible for the team, you know, that he makes these shots, you know, at the end of the tournament. So he peaked his form in the end. We saw his struggle in the beginning. I think he's an X factor now in a tournament, you know, for the team Lithuania. And as you said, Bas, Polish has two least experienced players in 3x3 in that tournament. So I think this was a big role in a win for Lithuania and the 3x3 experience.
Absolutely, I agree with you there. You've seen the match against the Netherlands yesterday, a close 19-18 game. What makes you think Lithuania could win part 2 tomorrow in the semifinals?
Yeah, I'll say the same. The Sharunas came back, you know, to play again, you know, to shoot his shots. Aurelius is always solid. Evaldas is always solid, you know. They play solid defense. They play good offense now. I hope they will answer the physicality of the Netherlands, and hopefully they get this win, you know, to make to the finals.
Well, Modestas, thanks for coming on, and enjoy the games tomorrow, yeah?
Thank you. You too, guys.
Thank you. So Lithuania made our team of the day. Now it's time for us to look at the players that took over on Sunday.
So after a day of only women yesterday, only men's today, I want to know, who's your player today?
My player of the day has to be Naudis Miezis. He has been playing out of his mind this entire tournament, but especially today. He had a very big game, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 6 highlights, 12.5 p-val, 21.5 p-val, which is unbelievable, by the way. And, you know, again, as I said, he's been playing so well this tournament, so it was just another day at the office for him. How about you?
Well, I'll take a man who hit the biggest shot of his life so far today. Timothej Verjat, 6 points, but 2 of them were some of the loudest points in the history of 3x3 so far. His team only needed 1 point. He stepped into a 2-point shot, nailed it to write history to take down Serbia. I have to give it to him.
Yeah, no, that was impressive. Fans, we would love to know who you think is the player of the day.
All right, let's move it to top scorers. As you can see on the chart here, 2 of our top scorers no longer in contention. Barry, who's leading the pack right now, only had 2 points in a loss to the Dutch today. It's actually Pukelis at 54 points, and he has been hitting shots from the outside as well as beasting in the paint. Miezis was huge. You already talked about him, and Worthy actually leads the tournament in drives to the basket. Zhang ends his tournament at 49 points. The 3 highlighted players in the middle, we'll see them continue to climb these scoring charts.
Absolutely, and now to our Fantasy League ranking. You might remember that Boss and I take part in a trash-talking Fantasy League with 3 other experts, Jordan Robinson, Kyle Montgomery, and Vince Chang. My hopes of winning both Fantasy and Predictor took a bad turn yesterday when I lost 2 of my Aussies, but I had a good day with Marko Brankovic and Carlos Lasmanis. How's your team doing, Boss?
Very well. I'm in first. As you can see, I still have 3 of my players in the tournament, and winning this league would feel like winning Olympic gold. Again, you talked about Miezis being so good for me today. Worthy had a great game as well. With the elimination for Serbia, Grady, you, Kyle, and Jordan lost a player each, Stojicic, Brankovic, and Majstorovic. And I think we need some better experts to make this interesting next time, because I have a huge lead. I think we should ask our reporter, Tristan Lavalette, to join our league. Maybe that will make things interesting. Because Tristan is our guest in the next segment. Ici c'est Paris.
Every single day we reach out to a member of our team who shows us the behind the scenes in Paris, and today he's back. Tristan, how are you? We were worried about you. Did you recover from your heartbreaking interviews with your fellow Australians last night?
Good to be on the show, and no, I haven't recovered. I think I won't recover until the Aussies win gold in LA. Until then, it's going to be nightmares, I think.
All right, Tristan, look, today we really have to focus on the France-Serbia game. First of all, talk about the noise and the atmosphere. How much did the French crowd carry Le Bleu against Serbia?
It was absolutely electric. As I mentioned earlier in the previous show, the crowds just whipped into a frenzy with popular French songs, and it just feels like an absolute cauldron when the teams come out. It feels like the UFC. I've actually covered the UFC, and it's every bit as electric as that. And yeah, France are rising to the challenge. You can just see they're feeding off the energy of the crowd. And to be honest, I think France got to win. just being at these games and just seeing how much they're basically just getting so much energy from the crowd. And I know they've got such a huge challenge against Latvia in the semi-finals, but I can see the momentum carrying over tomorrow and France going over all the way and winning gold. And if that happens, it's just going to be absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. Tristan, you were in the mix zone after that loss. Did any of the Serbian players stop to speak? I imagine it must have been very emotional.
Yeah, it was. Marko Brankovic spoke to us, and he's a very calm, level-headed guy. So he was obviously at a loss for words over what went wrong, but he was trying to stay positive and said the team will look to the next challenge, the Euro Cup. But a couple of images that will always stick in my memory is Mahalo Vasic. Before he went into the mix zone, he sat down on the ground and he had his head in his lap, and he was completely shattered. And also Strahimir Stojacic was about to speak to the Serbian media. There was a whole contingent of Serbian reporters, but just before he talked to them, he had to compose himself. He took his jersey off and he sort of hunched over, and I think he had a few tears before composing himself, and he did speak to the Serbian media. But you just can see how shattered he is, and such a great player. He's completely dominated the game the last couple of years, and he wanted this Olympic gold medal, and it didn't happen. So yeah, it's heartbreaking for them. You know how much they wanted it. So yeah, it's like the Aussie girls yesterday. It's going to be a painful time for them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Tristan, thank you for all your work. Enjoy the finals tomorrow, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow then still, huh?
No worries.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Hold up, Greydy. I think the interview he talked about for Brankovic, we might have that. Is that correct? All right, let's try to see if we can get that on screen.
Sweet.
One of the hardest loss I ever had in my life, but the sport goes on, the life goes on. We have in 20 days Europe Cup, so we need to focus on that. And France was better today, and I congratulate them, and I wish them all the best in the upcoming matches.
All right. Well, we are usually the ones asking the questions on the show, except for when it's question of the day. So today we received a question on IG. How to become a good 3x3 player? How can I get selected? Boss, what would your 3 tips be to all the kids watching 3x3 at the Olympics who want to get involved and have their own Olympic team?
That's a very good question. Look, Greydy, I think 3x3 is the ultimate sport to have this dream come true. You can literally play yourself from the streets to the Olympics and control your own process along the way. My 3 tips would be as follows. 1, find your team. In 3x3, you are fully empowered as a player to pick your own teammates to play with. 2, find your roles. And I say, as a player in 3x3, you're also the coach for yourself as well as your teammates. You decide on the team's tactics, what to improve on, and what every player's role is on the half court. 3rd, find your path. You want to play as many tournaments and games as possible. You could obviously go to a local court in your neighborhood, but if you want to compete in tournaments, you should hit up play.FIBA3x3.com and check out what official games are played close enough for your team to hit them up, and obviously enjoy the process as much as you can.
Love that. Play of the day. What do you have
Today on
for us,
Tactics,
Boss?
we'll talk. Well, every day, and it almost started there. See? Every day, I have a look at some of the most efficient tactics in the game of 3x3, and today we take a deep look at French men. Let's watch the clip. Today on Tactics, we'll talk about Team France, who are here in Paris because of a very specific play they drew up for Timothée Vergiat, one of their better shooters. They needed an open shot, went with this one against the Mongolians. Take a look.
Segela, they set up a good look for Vergiat!
Jules Rimbaud is here, the big fella. He's got a defender with him. Then we got Frank Segela in the corner. His defender is leaning off of him a little bit. And Timothée Vergiat is set up on the wing with his defender right next to him. On first action, you'll see Vergiat try to back cut his defender going towards the basket. They both move down to the painted area there. Then Rimbaud and Segela will interchange, and there will be a handoff here. The defenders will move with them and switch. Segela will keep going with the ball to the top here. And Rimbaud, in the new situation where Vergiat's down here with his defender, will go down to set a screen right here. Vergiat then moves a little bit this way to shake his defender, come off the screen here, pop open, wide open jumper. So this play for the French works because you see Timothée Vergiat use extra movement to try to shake his defender before he comes off the screen. Those defenders get lost in the sauce a little bit. Vergiat gets open, splashes the 2-ball.
You know what, boss? I haven't looked at games the same way since you started these breakdowns, so thank you for them. That was a good set play. Is that something we might see again tomorrow in the semifinals?
Well, it's something that we might have already seen a little bit of today. It's very much something that happened close to the end of the Serbia-France game, and we could maybe see it in the semifinals too. I see what you did there, though. You want to bring it to the semifinals, huh?
Absolutely. In our first semifinal, we will see the Tokyo Olympic champions Latvia face France. In the pool phase, Latvia won an absolute nail-biter, 22-20. And to discuss the game, we bring back to the show one of the members of the Tokyo gold-winning team, Agnes Chavars. Agnes, how are you?
I'm good. Sitting in someone's doorstep, middle of Paris. My guys is winning, so I'm enjoying every moment here.
You look very happy, Agnes. How did it feel watching that France-Serbia game? Can you believe this is real?
No. We all time thought that Serbians planning some tricks on the end of the tournament, but France show us that they are a better team today. I feel sad for Serbians because they are good friends of us, and usually we play in semis or finals with them, but this is not their tournament. I spoke with my Serbian friends after the game, and they couldn't believe the same what they saw, and they say that Serbians look exhausted, and maybe, I don't know, maybe are not in the best shape for this tournament.
We will now play an audio from Vergiat.
It was the best team in the group phase, but now it's a new competition. That's not the same now. Enjoy it. That's who die.
So that pool game against France was very close. What did you think of the audio you just heard? Sorry.
Yes, I agree with him. Tomorrow will be a different day. We were lucky in the first game against them. Actually, we can measure the luck of our team. It was like 5 centimeters when the Siguelak stepped on the line with the last shot, and we just entire game scored the last shot. But if he would make 2-point shot, we would lost that game. But yes, tomorrow will be totally different story. And a lot of fans from Latvia fly in tomorrow. And first game was like 85 with 50% of spectators. The France was louder, but tomorrow I think will be 70-30, and we will give them big time Latvian support.
Well, you guys certainly have looked very good so far. Thanks for coming on the show, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
The second semifinal will feature the Netherlands versus Lithuania. The two teams met in Paris on the 2nd, and the Netherlands won a close game, 19-18. To help us break down this heavyweight match, we welcome to the show former World Cup silver medalist and a former teammate of Boss, Jesper.
Hey.
Jesper, we will now play a quick audio from French star Timothée Vergiat.
He's big weapon, of them. He's the leader of this of them team. He's one of the best player in the world. So we're gonna prepare. We do everything in defense to stop him, stop our whole team, because all team are dangerous. So we need to keep fighting. That's it. Nothing else.
I thought we had some audio from earlier in the tournament. We got some from Machulis though. That's good. How do you feel about the matchup against Lithuania after them beating Serbia today?
I think they played a great game against Serbia. At the same time, what Agnes was saying, that Serbia was definitely not the Serbia we used to see in these kind of tournaments. Looking at the game we played against Lithuania in the pool phase, I think that game, and in the end it was only 1 point difference, but I think it could have been much more. I think, we're in advantage tomorrow. I think we have a much more dynamic team. Lithuania is solid all the way, but I think when we play good pressure and defense like we did in the games before, I think we have a great chance to do something unique tomorrow and write history for our country and qualify for the finals.
What an opportunity. How much is the country talking about the team back home?
I think, with a select group of people which is really passionate about 3x3, over the last years, I think we're creating something beautiful, and I think we really needed this Olympic stage, with all the fans now around, and also a lot of fans from the Netherlands, to really make it something which is more public. And I think everybody who came to Plaza La Concorde, experienced the sport, but also back home for television. I think everybody's loving what they're seeing and loving the team, wanted to be part of the success. And I think this is a huge boost for the 3x3 sport in the Netherlands.
Well, Jesper, thanks so much for coming on to the show, and obviously I'm wishing for some good luck for tomorrow.
Let's go.
Boss, I can't believe I'm saying this, but tomorrow is the final already, and I'm so excited, but I'm sad that it's coming to a close very soon. So let's break down what we have on the menu for tomorrow.
Monday is the most important day of the year. For a preview of the women's semifinals, Germany against Canada and Spain versus the United States, you can rewatch Saturday's episode of the 10-Minute Sprint, but make sure you cancel all your other appointments for the 4 semifinals and then the 4 medal games, obviously.
Now, before the tournament even started, our producer asked us and 3 other experts to predict who would win a medal in Paris. Let's see who still has a chance to get all 6 picks right.
Greydy, the answer is simple. Nobody can. None of the 5 experts have their 6 picks still in contention. As a matter of fact, Greydy and Vince, they lead the way with 4 teams still in the race. Suspiciously, they had the exact same picks, but that's a story for another time. Jordan has also 4 teams left still. Kyle and I may have been a little bit too confident in the USA in the men's, as well as Australia, China, as well as France in the women. Yeah, not doing good on that end.
Boss, the good news, though, is that you get a chance to redeem yourself, right? After the show, all of our experts will do their predictions again based on who qualified. Make sure you check FIBA3x3 on social media and let us know if you agree with our picks.
Greydy, we're approaching the end of the show, and like every day, it's time to check your top 5. What are the things to watch for on the final day of competition?
All right. At 5, the audience. One of the biggest reasons why 3x3 has been an absolute sensation in Paris is the sold-out arena and the loud fans. I want to see if they can turn it up a little bit more on the final day. At 4, we've had so much drama in the game, so many overtime thrillers. I want more. At 3, we've had heads of state, LeBron, KD, Lisa Leslie, Asia Wilson, and so many WNBA players pull up. If that was for pool games, who's pulling up for the finals? We need Idris Elba. Please give him a ticket. At 2, I want to know, with Latvia being undefeated, can the reigning Olympic champs repeat in Paris? And can USA women add on to their 5-game win streak? And at 1, we've had so many emotional scenes in Paris this week. I can't wait to see all the feelings, especially the happy tears on the podium. Thank you, boss, as usual, for being a great co-host. And thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe, or give us a shout out on social media. This was the 10-Minute Sprint, episode 8. Take care and see you tomorrow after the games.
Bye-bye.
Bye.